Alright, I seem to have everything I need. Need a bowl of water, empty bowl, cutting board, cutting utensils such as knife and peeler, and of course my 3 veggies. Let's start with celery. We're going to cut off the ends that we don't particularly eat, such as the root. I like to cut that in half so it's easier for the water to get to it. If it's just whole, it takes longer to cook in the water. So just cut that in half. You always want to cut the ends off. It's a little oxidized. It's not bad. It just doesn't look pretty. And the light colored celery parts, it's going to be bitter. So you don't want to use that in cooking. You want to use that in your stock. There we go. That's it for the celery. You just cut off the bottom, cut off the tops, and that's it. We'll put that in the water. Always want to wash your veggies, especially with root vegetables. Vegetables growing in the ground like this, it's going to be dirty. Now it's time for the onion. And just like the celery, we're going to cut the ends. When you do that, it's easier to cut. I would just cut that in half. I'm going to peel off the skin. That's inedible. There you go. And you just cut it the way you want it. Dices, juliennes. Save that for later. Now, I'm going to do the carrots. It's the same treatment, except we're going to peel them. It'll make the carrots look nicer on the dish. And like I said, this has been in the ground, so it's a little dirty. And so by making this veggie stock, it's going to help utilize your waste. So instead of throwing this out, we're repurposing it. And we're really enhance the flavor of our dishes. Because instead of using just water, you're using vegetable flavored water. There we go. Off the ends. Into the water, and there it is. It's our garbage right here. But we're not using this as garbage today. This is our veggie stock. And so there it is. Our veggie scraps into the water. And we're going to cook this for about 20 to 40 minutes. You don't want to go more than that, because if you cook it for too long, then it's going to start to taste bitter. All the chlorophyll in the celery is really going to leak out, and it's going to be really bitter. So you want to just only 20 to 40 minutes. So after 5 minutes, I come over here, check on my stock. So notice it's starting to come up to a hard boil. So we're going to go ahead and reduce the heat to medium-low. And you want to just add a soft boil. And you always want to check up on anything you're cooking on the stove, because you just never know, especially when you're cooking with high heat like this. It's always good to check up on your food. And so 15 more minutes, should be ready. 20 minutes are up. Now it's time to finish the stock. Oven's off. We've got a strainer. Make sure it's comfortable for you. You feel confident, because this is really hot. Just go very slow. Just be careful of the veggies falling into the strainer, splashing liquid. So you don't want to rush it. Just go really slow. Alright, there we go. Wait for the veggies to cool down before you throw them away. And you just want to give it a moment for it to cool down, and then you can put it in storage containers and either freeze it or start using it for cooking. And so about 10 minutes, it is pretty cool enough to handle. We'll go ahead and separate them into 4-cup containers, and this will be enough for about a family of 3. And I freeze them into these blocks, and then I just pull out a block and I'm ready to make any kind of soup. And be careful not to get to the very bottom of the pan. There's going to be a lot of sediment on the bottom from dirt or from veggie scraps. So I'm being careful not to get anything from the bottom mixed up. As you can see, it's clear and we want to keep it that way. Be careful not to disturb the bottom of the pan, because you don't want to get those sediments into your stock. And I'll go ahead and discard some of the liquid, just to prevent any kind of sediments from getting into my stock. And see, it's a golden color. That is perfect. If you were to use purple onions, it would be a much darker color. But yeah, this is the basic stock recipe. Very basic. You could add other veggie scraps. You could add stems from herbs. It's all up to you on how you want it. But this right here, this is the basic foundation. You master this and you could go on creating other stocks with fish, pork, beef, and I'll make a recipe for those as well. But right now, it's important to master the very basic fundamentals. And so this will freeze and hold for keep it frozen for a month. You could keep it in the fridge unfrozen for about 4 to 5 days. Anything you cook fresh, I recommend using immediately for best flavor. Thank you for watching. And I can't wait to show you my next video.